Hi, I'm Brian Baker, and I was thinking about how old cars compare to older methods of advertising. So, older cars are generally out of style. People know an older car when they see one. They know it's outdated. They know it's from years ago and years past. It's very much like a website. If it's old, it's not as attractive anymore. People know a 90s website versus a 2000s website versus a 2010s website. So, you want something that is newer for your advertising, for your marketing online. Older cars require higher maintenance, right? More attention is needed to keep the car in good condition. Same thing with reaching out to customers. It's required that you keep the machine going with, especially with traditional advertising. You have to keep moving that machine along, and it requires a lot of paper to keep it going because it's either signs or mailers or newspaper or print. Same thing with other forms of marketing, TV. You have to keep it going all the time manually or have somebody do it for you, like a mechanic. Another thing with older cars is you're always replacing parts. Parts that worked 10 years ago don't necessarily work today. They break down or they're obsolete. And it's the same thing with traditional marketing such as cold calling and newspaper ads. You know, may have worked really well maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, but they don't work as well today. Okay, not as well as things that are online because most people go online to find the information they need. Next thing that older cars have is generally they have reduced miles per gallon. They have great miles per gallon on the day they're bought, but over time that becomes reduced, and this is because the pistons get worn down and gunk builds up in the lines. It's the same thing with running a traditional marketing machine. It becomes tiresome, and the frustration builds up as you continually run and run and run this machine. It'll wear you down. Older cars usually have a lot of scratches and dents. You can't always see them, but they're definitely there. They get, bruised by other vehicles, by kids, by bugs, in the parking lot, door bumps, etc. And this is the same or very similar to older forms of marketing where you have all competitors advertising to the exact same audience. Okay? The exact same audience is going to get bruised by all these different competitors shouting at them. And maybe they're not even the audience that you prefer. Maybe you're advertising to the same audience with a traditional marketing source that other competitors are advertising to for similar yet not the same sort of product. People get upset. People get tired of that. Older cars are not as safe. They don't have backup cameras. They don't have the auto braking system and auto steering that we have today. This is the same thing with, as I compare it to analytics. Older methods of marketing don't have as good analytics because the analytics were so broad and hard to come by. You send out a newspaper ad and you're putting it out to hundreds of thousands of people whom have a variety of interests, very few of which are going to be interested in what you have to offer, unlike online ads where you can get to exactly the kind of people that are looking for what you have to offer. Older cars have more mechanical parts. They're not as electrical as cars today. When there's more mechanical parts, there's more to maintain and repair, and there's more that can break. And the same thing is similarly true of older methods of marketing. There's more variables that are out of your control. You can't get the analytics that you need to target the exact people that you want. You can go to a neighborhood with a mailer, for instance, and drop it in a neighborhood, but how do you know that everybody in the neighborhood is the kind of person that you're looking for if you're doing real estate deals? With online ads, you can target those people exactly. You can have them come to you. Older cars will have scratches on their windshield if they've had the windshield for a long time because those wipers will put grooves in the windshield over time that you can see, and that will make the water go a certain direction. This is very similar to the idea that methods get stuck in people's psyche, methods of marketing. And even though they may not be working anymore, the person still feels that they need to go through the motions of doing the old methods of marketing because that may have been what worked in the past for them. Older cars, another comparison is the weathered headlights. UV rays crystallize the headlight covers, reducing their focus. While older methods of marketing are also of reduced focus. The ads become reduced over time because the individuals become harder and harder to individually target, to specifically target. And as methods become harder to target, generally the advertiser wants to advertise more broadly, thereby reducing focus because they're not getting as many deals with who they were targeting before in the method that worked previously. So now they want to either accept more deals that are not really what they want, or they have to broaden their marketing reach, either way reducing their focus. Older cars have worn out tires. Sometimes, right? You get your tires replaced. However, when they're not replaced and they're old, they're going to have treads that are not as deep, which means they're not leaving as deep impressions upon the road. In other words, what was novel then with older methods of marketing is not the same as what is novel today. What's novel then is not new now. People want what's new now. That's what they look for. That's exciting to them, just like new cars are exciting to them. Older cars also have interior stains, generally, especially if you have children or if you do a lot of drinking beverages in the car, Cokes for instance, and you spill them on the ground, or candy or food, or in your car, you're going to have stains that are hard to clean and hard to get rid of. These can be similarly thought of as ideas or ideals that are hard to train out of somebody once they've done a marketing system or marketing method for a long time. It's said that it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It's hard to get rid of those bad habits of marketing. And finally, old cars, such as antiques, while they may be awesome to look at, they are not really practical to use anymore. You might have a really antique Corvette, might be beautiful, and you bring it out for show and tell, or maybe you hide it in your garage for that special someone to come and check out because you're proud of it. And honestly, yes, they were creative back then, creative forms of art even, but they are just no longer practical. And the same is true of older methods of marketing. There was some romanticism to sending out mailers way back when, to doing newspaper ads, print ads, magazine ads. Very beautiful stuff. Very beautiful ads were put in magazines. And yet, if you try those same sort of ads today, they will not be practical. They will not get you the same results as they would have gotten you 50 years ago, even though they may still be beautiful. So there you have it. Old cars are very much like older methods of advertising. They had their good times, and now they're kind of in a slump. There's newer methods, newer things to do. And if you're interested in learning what those are, come check us out, 10billionleads.com. And hope you find this useful, and I'll see you later. Thank you.